Yeah, both Connor and Jack, they were guys that are going to be tough to replace. But I think just looking at the lineup, I think we're going to be a little bit, maybe a little bit deeper, 1 through 9, at least on paper. We've got some incoming guys, Michael Troutwine, Sean Goosenberg. Hopefully who are ready to step right in, and again, you're banking on development guys, getting better.
Mm-hmm. Do you see Pachorik and Jack Kelly kind of feeling a catcher, or who's kind of
Yeah,
going to on there?
yeah, we've switched. Nick Pachorik is now going to be pitching for us strictly, so he will be coming out of the bullpen for us. Jack Kelly will be behind the plate, as well as Michael Troutwine. Jack Anderson is another first year who we're excited about. So we've got some really good competition, really at all spots, but especially behind the plate.
What do you expect the top of the order to be with Don, Darrow, and all those guys?
I'm picking in out of a hat, and we've got some really good options. I think Jack Dunn is just proven he can really set the table for us. Alex Arrow is a guy that obviously is going to be in, whether it's 2, 3, right in there somewhere. And then after that, it could be a little bit matchup based, but we're really going to just try to do a good job and try to get 1 through 5 somewhat consistent. But it's probably going to take us a couple weeks to figure that out. Charlie Maxwell's a guy that could fit in there in that potential 2-hole, but really just going to kind of depend on who's consistent up there for us.
You mentioned Troutwine. Do you expect him to play the outfield when he's not catching, or do you expect more of a DH role for him?
Yeah, I think a little bit of everything. I think he's athletic enough, can run out there in the outfield. Obviously, he's been good behind the plate as well for us. And DH, we're going to see who's our best, one of our best 9 bats. And if he fits in there that day, then he'll DH a little bit as well.
Is the top of the rotation going to look the same as it did last year?
If you would have asked me last week, I'd say yes. We don't know exactly, and I'm literally not trying to play games or anything like that. I think Hank Christie has proven. Quinn Lavelle will be in the mix as well. I think Jack Pagliarini, Ryan Bader has really made some nice strides for us as a sophomore and has thrown the ball well early on. So we really feel good with our depth as far as guys that can go out there. Now it's just about finding roles. Who's going to be best coming out of the pen for us? Who's going to be best, starting games off? And really, my guess is, again, the first 3 to 4 weeks we're going to be mixing and matching a little bit there, trying to find the best rotation guys that can give us a shot, give us 6 innings to get it to the pen.
Is Bader going to be that midweek starter this year? Because last year that shuffle bunch.
Yeah, really don't know. I mean, I think we've, like I said, we've got good competition, and I think Ryan is proven that, hey, he's vying for one of those weekend roles, and that's really what we're trying to do is get guys to compete, and we'll figure it out. The game will tell us who deserves to play and who deserves to throw on the weekend.
Speaking of the midweek, you were a little ahead of the curve with the whole bullpenning situation. Do you plan on using that at all again this season?
Yeah, well, it's maybe a little bit easier to do in college baseball when you're looking at a 56-game schedule. You've got break. I think at the professional, on the big league side, they've proven it's a little bit tougher over 156 games, whatever, 162 games. So there is a chance, yeah, that we do that a little bit more. And again, we're going to try to throw our top 8 arms who have an opportunity to get outs, match up some guys at the end. But the thing we're excited about, we definitely do have some more options.
So, Coach, 2 seasons ago, 1 win away from a NCAA tournament appearance. Last season, obviously not in that position.
Yep.
Looking at the bigger picture here, what's it going to take for that team to get in a position where they're playing for playing time in May and June down the line? Because obviously that's the bigger program goal.
For sure. Yeah, I think number one is just consistency. I've said that a lot, but we from the jump, we just need to be able to come out and be a threat offensively, and we need to be able to from a pitching side make sure we're attacking the zone. And we kind of showed pieces of that early on last year, and then it was just really, really inconsistent. And I think we have a good mix of young guys that are hungry, and I think there's also a good mix of guys who are returning who did have some success and were, maybe for lack of a better word, a little bit embarrassed. And so hopefully we're motivated that way and have a little bit of a chip. But really it's just going to be consistent, 1 through 9 tough outs, and making sure that we've got 8 to 10 arms that can go and just continue to attack no matter who the opponent is. So that's going to be our focus.
Where do you think your team can find some more power from? Obviously, as mentioned before, you lost Jack Clays. We know Willie Bourbon's been a guy who's had flashes of it before. How does your team just try to account to make up for some of that this year?
Yeah, I think some of that's going to come with development and, guys like even Alex Arrow developing a little bit more, Charlie Maxwell, and then new players that we do have. I think Sean Goosenberg, Michael Troutwine, Anthony Calarco, Jack Anderson, all of them have, legitimate power to all fields and have a chance to hit at a high level. And so, But again, they're first-year guys, and this is their first go at Division I baseball. And I didn't do them any favors with a really good schedule, a challenging schedule, which we've embraced. We really have. So so I think that's where that power. But we're gonna need that. That's one thing that we've talked about. And instead of trying to get 3 hits in an inning, we're gonna need that. Whether it's the home run or the double, we're gonna need to score in that way as well.
The team lost 2 guys who pitched over 30 innings last season. You don't have any relievers who have a ERA below 6 from last season.
Yeah.
Who are you going to rely on in late game situations?
Yeah, I think one of the guys, Nick Pachorik, really has made a jump, and we're excited about him. Again, hasn't done it. You look at Sam Lawrence as a guy that really has, in the past, he was going to be in that bullpen. He's a guy now fighting for a starting spot in the rotation. Jack Pagliarini's another guy. So, we're looking at it not so much, bullpen. We're just trying to find 8 guys, 8 to 10 guys that can go out and. But that is, that's something that we feel good about it. But it's not proven, like you said, from last year. We don't have guys that went out and did it, and so that's going to be important that we find that, and it doesn't take 5-6 weeks to find it. We need to find it from the jump. So, but I am excited about where guys are at. You look at a guy, again, like Sam Lawrence, who had a lot of success his freshman year, probably one of those guys who's pretty hungry to prove that last year was not who he was.
You mentioned Pachorik. What's sort of the mindset changing him from a catcher to a full-time reliever?
Yeah, I think, we did it a little bit towards last year and saw glimpses, and really I think he just has developed. He went out this summer, really put some work in, and he just has a different mindset right now, and has just flashed some really, really good stuff. So, I've got a lot of confidence in Nick. Nick has a lot of confidence, but at the end of the day, he has not gotten anyone out consistently at this level. So he's going to go out and do it. But we're excited for him. I have a lot of confidence in him, and he's got big belief in himself as well.
You mentioned the stuff. What type of stuff is
Yeah, so mainly a fastball slider mix, and it's he's been up to 95. So we'll see. We'll see kind of where he pitches at, and where his command is at. But he's just done it from this fall on into our early work indoors here. He's just been really good.
You talked about Jack Noah earlier. He's kind of the veteran of the team. He's started pretty much every single game at Northwestern.
Yep.
What have you kind of seen from him in the offseason, and what can we expect from him in his final year?
Yeah, I mean, Jack is I've said this a lot. He's really changed our program, and his work ethic. You talk about consistency. There's a guy that it just every day we know what we're going to get from Jack, and that's nice. And you look at our infield, that's all back. He's the leader of that. And so he's the leader of our team, and we're looking for him as playing in the middle of the diamond, leading off. He's got some I don't want to say big shoes to fill, but he's going to go. He's going to help this team go. But I've got total confidence that he's going to go out and just be who he's been from day one here. So.
With David Dunn, hopefully coming back, a player that also showed flashes last year before an injury kind of derailed him. What does your starting outfield kind of look like, especially fitting him back in? You have Ben Dickey and left field. I'm sure you have some questions to answer there too.
Yeah, and Ben Dickey, so David Dunn, Ben Dickey will probably be the main center field competition. Leo Kaplan's another guy that has had a lot of at bats and has some power in his bat, and has done a really good job with his approach. Really, it's all fair game. Casey O'Laughlin has really made some jumps in the outfield from the left side. We're really going to be able to match up in the corners. I anticipate David being in there pretty consistently, and then having the ability to match up, and then riding who's hot. If guys prove a left-hander can hit a left-hander or right-handers can hit right-handers, they're going to stay in there. But we do have some great competition, and it's been healthy. Guys are pushing one another, and it's been fun to see.
Quinville obviously had a great freshman season. How do you think a year of experience will help him build on his performance from last year?
Yeah, I think it's a combo of being able to build on it, but also not just think you can roll out and do it. It's a new year, and so I think that's the best lesson, that we had some sophomores that are juniors now that had to learn maybe a little bit the hard way, and so I think we've been really pushing him. I think, again, we talk about the competition amongst the pitching staff. He's been pushed, and so I think that is something that as a coach we're excited, that knowing that, hey, he's taken the ball and went out and beat Texas and beat Maryland and pitched in some pretty big games, but he has to go do it again, and that sometimes can be just as difficult.
You mentioned a non-conference schedule. What excites you about playing some teams like Duke and Georgia Tech this year?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you look at teams that they've been where we want to get. We want to be one of the top 64 teams in the country, and that's this team's goal. We have not shied away from it, and so I think to do that any time I've had the fortune of playing in the NCAA tournament, I look back and usually there's a series or two that you quote unquote upset someone, you go and play someone tough, and so that's we have an opportunity with to do that on teams that are projected to be in the tournament. So I think that's fun, and I think with Duke being a similar academic profile as Northwestern as well, it's going to be fun, and Georgia Tech, just an opportunity. We've got 4 guys, I believe, from Atlanta that have an opportunity to go back down there, and that's always fun when you can reward those kids like Jack Dunn, David Dunn, Michael Troutwine, and Josh Levy. So it'll be a fun schedule. Looking forward to getting going here in about 8 days, 9 days. So.
You had a couple guys playing in Northwoods League for the first time. Alex Arrow, Willie Bourbon.
Yep.
Have you seen any noticeable difference in their game, kind of based on their experience over the summer?
Yeah, those summer, especially for our position guys, are just so helpful, and so having the opportunity to have them go out there and experience that, and really they have a chance to kind of experience with their approach, with mentally, and so I think it really, really helps. It's part of their development, and we're hoping that we can see some benefit from that as well.
Coach, you mentioned going down to Georgia.
Yes.
And you obviously coach in a not so warm climate.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously your travel schedule is pretty intense.
Yeah.
Tell me, just from your perspective as a coach, what is different going into your preparation in the intense travel schedule that you guys have?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we try to do is just not be afraid to take a day off, not be afraid to just listen to their bodies a little bit, and make sure that you're just not pushing too hard, and then making sure that when you have like an opportunity today to go outside, we want to get outside, and so I think that is something that we feel good about our outfielders. We don't have any excuses now, right? We've been outside twice. And so we shouldn't be dropping any fly balls, but our guys, we know what it is. I think we have just a good mix of experience of guys that have done it, as well as youth coming in that are wide-eyed and ready to roll.
For the first weekend, you guys are going to play one game against Cal. The
Yes.
Cal series, your first year was sort of the low point.
Right.
Rough start.
Yeah.
What sort of changed during that time, and how do you want to sort of show Cal how you guys have become a more formidable program?
Yeah, I think deep down, I think there's going to be some guys that remembered that. And again, I think it goes back not so much of just that game, but I think anytime you have a series like that and get semi-embarrassed, right? That should help your preparation, not just for Cal, but for anyone that you play, because you don't want that to happen again. A lot of respect for Cal. They've got potentially, I'm hearing the 1-1 draft pick in Vaughn, and so that's fun. We talk about it all the time. You want to go against some of the best, and we have a chance not only to go up against some of the better teams, but potentially the number 1 overall pick in the draft this spring. So looking forward to that, and Coach New's done a great job there. Just really excited for our opening weekend as well as Sunday against Cal.
You mentioned Andrew Vaughn, Golden Spikes winner last year.
Yep.
Have you started scouting for
Yeah.
up against him? What's the approach going to be for your pitching?
Yeah, either maybe this. that might be the approach. I'm going to have a bunch of scouts not happy. No, I mean, just again, when you face a good hitter like that, you want to try to execute good pitches and hope he's off, hits it at somebody. You got to be selective, but we want our guys to be aggressive too. It's still baseball, right? And hitting's the hardest thing to do in sports. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. It'll be fun. It's always fun to see him, and knowing that he'll probably be on a big league diamond someday.
Anything else for Coach? Thanks, guys.
Okay, thanks guys. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot for everything. Yeah.